NXT's Colin Cassady. So who is NXT's Colin Cassady?
Colin Cassady is 6'10", close to 300-pound monster from Queens, New York, that talks trash, and doesn't take insults very lightly. Like to beat people up if they cross the line, and pretty much that's it.
You were a basketball player?
Yeah.
Growing up? So you're in New York City, playing ball at the park, at the streets, the gym, wherever.
Yeah.
And you see Enzo Amore there playing basketball. What happened there? Was it just something right? You're seeing it. Was he a trash talker back then too? Do you remember?
Yeah, I was actually a lot smaller then. I might have been 5'8", 5 back then. Yeah. It was the Cage downtown, West 4th, and 6th Avenue. It's a pretty famous basketball venue. Yeah, we met playing down there, and me and him kind of hit it off right there. Yeah, he was a bit of a trash talker. He kind of came to my defense at one point, and we went for pizza after, and that was that.
And see, at the time you were 5'8", so who knew you were going to be 6'9", 6'10", so he picked the right guy. He picked the right guy to friend. I mean, that's the thing, so that was good. And now you guys find yourself here in NXT, and this thing has exploded tremendously.
Yeah.
Here you guys are, the fans get into what you're doing and all. What is it like that you're teaming with somebody that you knew from back in the day and playing basketball and all like that?
It was just chance that we both met back here. It was pretty incredible, the odds of that actually happening. But yeah, we hit it off back then, kind of lost touch, and then the second he came down for his tryout, I was like, oh, we can do something together. I like this guy, and then he ended up getting signed, and when he came in, I was like, me and him, good pairing, we're going to do something together. So I knew right away when he came for his tryout that there was a connection there from the past that we could, translate to now. And when he came in and he got signed, and I heard he got signed, I was like, I'm going to get him with me.
So when you're out there and you and him are doing your thing, crowds going and all, is that something that you two come up with and generate? Do you have help from the trainers and coaches? Whether it's some of the catchphrases, whether it's just what you're saying on the microphone, even the look, things you're wearing and all. How does that all evolve into you two and your characters?
We've kind of gotten to the point where they give us liberty to do our own thing. Catchphrases, promos. Of course, we run it by them before we go out, but usually they've given us creative freedom to do what we want and wear what we want, as long as it's not over the line, which is of course where we pass things through them beforehand. But catchphrases, promos, when we go out there in front of the Full Sail audience, that's all us, and just running it by them for a final check.
Do you have a favorite one?
Catchphrase?
Sure, that you use or something that...
Soft. I mean, that's the one I ended with. Yeah.
Now the thing is, here you got this big guy, and nobody wants to mess with you because you're this big monster guy and all, and you know what to do in the ring. You can wrestle, you can handle the microphone, but you're also a smart guy.
Yeah.
Tell a little bit about tell a little bit about the academic background and what you were studying and where you went from there in high school and then on college.
High school, went to Archbishop Malloy High School, Queens, New York. I played basketball there under the legendary coach Jack Curran. Yeah, and so I ended up getting a full scholarship to NYU in New York City. And I went there and studied economics and business, but also pre-med, because pre-med wasn't a major. So, so I did pre-med, took all the chemistry, organic chemistry, which was nightmares. I still have nightmares about biology and physics. And then graduated with a degree in economics.
That's awesome, and it's something that you'd always have. No one could ever take the degree away from you.
Yeah.
How important was that for you and your family, even though it's you, that you were able to go on and get your degree?
Oh, very important. Ever since I was young, my parents have drilled it into me that academics come first. And I always wanted to go to NYU. It wasn't affordable, but I ended up earning a full scholarship there, which was like such a blessing. So it gave me the opportunity to go there and live there, and which was such a blessing, and just amazing 4 years I had there.
What was it like, Colin, for you when you decided, okay, this is it for basketball? I don't know if it was an injury or just that was it for you, or if you wanted to try to play overseas or et cetera, and then decide, okay, now I'm going to take this journey and step into pro wrestling, sports entertainment.
Well, basketball that was not going to work out for me. I knew that. I'm pretty realistic when it comes to what I can and can't do. That wasn't going to work out for me. And
you took it as far as you were going to take it?
Yeah, just an amazing 4 years playing at NYU and having a good time and traveling with my buddies and earning a lot of life experience doing that. But I came to terms with that. That wasn't going to go anywhere. And also studying for the MCAT going into my senior year of college. I was studying countless hours, and I just knew like my heart's not in this. I'm gonna do it, just to take it because I went through all the four sciences, and I'm gonna take the MCAT. But I knew when I was studying for the MCAT that was also not going to be for me. My heart just wasn't in it. So once I graduated college, I started training wrestling because that's what I always wanted to do.
I was going to say, did you grow up a wrestling fan then? And who were the ones that you liked when you were growing up?
Grew up a huge wrestling fan. I've been going to shows at Madison Square Garden my whole life. Nassau Coliseum, the Izod Center. My dad used to always take me. My first show was, I believe, in February of 1991 at Madison Square Garden. And ever since then, just going to shows there. Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart. And then I went to Survivor Series 1996, and that's when I became a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan. That was the night where I transferred from Bret Hart to Stone Cold, and since then he's always.
Was that the big night with when he bled and all?
No, that was WrestleMania 13.
Okay.
The Survivor Series 96. It was cool because I was a Bret Hart fan. He had his big comeback match against Austin, who was supposed to be a big bad guy, and a lot of people in the crowd, especially around me, were cheering for him, which me at a young age, I wanted to be cool and hit. And I was like, yeah, I like this guy. Yeah, that's my guy. So I felt like I was, cool and with the cool crowd. So ever since then, Austin's been my guy. But, I like the other guy, Triple H, Undertaker, of course. But, yeah, Austin's been my favorite.
You mentioned Undertaker. You and Enzo got to meet Undertaker and talk to him.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
That was incredible. Just check that off the bucket list. Just meeting the Undertaker, let alone getting to sit down with him and watch some of my matches with him and have him critique me, which was quite the experience. Because he doesn't beat around the bush. If he likes something, he'll tell you. But if he don't like it, he'll also tell you. So just sitting with him and just notepads and pages worth of notes. Just I'm scribbling down as he's writing everything. Just to have all of this written down in such a short period of time while I'm sitting there with him. That was quite the experience. And then having me and Enzo chat with him and him giving us some pointers and direction on our characters and our wrestling was amazing.
Isn't it surreal in a sense that here you are one day watching all these guys and all of a sudden here you are in a ring, you're talking with them, you're becoming one of them, even though they're up there, and all. Just when are your parents still alive?
Yes.
What's it like even talking to them about all this? And your dad used to take you to the matches.
Yeah, he's just like kind of taken back with everything. I told him I talked to the Undertaker. He couldn't believe it because I remember when I was younger, he got the Undertaker's autograph for me. He met him in the airport, and that was like a big deal. And I'm telling him that I'm sitting there in a room with him as he watches my matches with me and critiques them. As I was sitting there with him in the room, like I was just thinking to myself, this is so freaking cool. Like this is the guy I idolized as a kid, and here he is, telling me, just sitting there with him. It was just crazy. That's loud, huh?
It gets loud.
Yeah.
That's part of the show. You should know that by now. That's all part of the show.
Is that 3-minute warning? I think that's 3-minute warning's entrance theme.
That I didn't know. That's a good reference.
I think it is.
People, this is so funny. We'll do this quickly, but people, when they listen to these videos, if they ever hear music in the background, it's almost like they're messaging. Oh, look, Rick Rude. Hey, that's Rick Rude's entrance. They all love hearing the music in the.
I think that was.
So that's 3-minute warning. There you go.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you this now. You and Enzo, the crowd just really gets into you guys. Does Enzo make you laugh?
Yeah, Enzo's
I mean, you're used to him, but still.
The guy you see out in front of people and in the ring is the same guy that's in the back and in the car. Same human being, same guy. So yeah, he's a funny dude. He's quite the character, I must say.
You guys ever play? I know you're very busy, but do you guys ever have any time to play basketball?
No.
Even pickup? I mean, just for fun or no?
No,
you guys
I haven't picked up a basketball in 3 years.
Just so busy? Is that one of the reasons, or just?
And it's really hard. You can't. There's no courts down here, or to find, even in competition to play. So it's just I haven't picked up a basketball in 3 years.
Are you a fan
of basketball?
Sure.
Yeah.
So
I'm a Knicks fan.
That's what I was going to ask you. So what can you say, because the Knicks have had such a rough year this year and all?
I'll say this about the Knicks. Let's hold out and hope we get the #1 pick in the NBA draft.
Okafor, possibly.
I want Jahlil Okafor. I mean, Cauley Stein from Kentucky's name's coming up, but Jahlil Okafor is the guy to go
with Carmelo.
Oh, and he's got comparisons to Tim Duncan already. 6'10", he's close to 280 pounds. He's a beast. High basketball IQ. He can pass the ball. He can shoot the ball, and he's not just a flashy player. He's got skills, great footwork. The Knicks, if you get the #1 pick, you have to take Okafor. Have to.
Do you get into March Madness?
I did this year. I filled out a bracket. It got busted real quick.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
I had Kentucky over Duke in the final, so Kentucky losing to Wisconsin.
Yeah, I know. But you had half of it right. At least you had Duke in the finals for that. So.
Yeah. I had Wisconsin out early, though, so that was a bad decision.
What do you love about what you do? And also, we got to talk about Johnny Rodz.
Yes.
This is a guy that has been a long time wrestling talent back in the day, and he's trained some big names, and you were fortunate enough. How did you hook up with Johnny and be able to train through Johnny?
Johnny Rodz. Okay, so when I graduated college, I immediately wanted to start wrestling training, so I looked up schools in the area. I went to Gleason's gym to meet Johnny, sat down with Johnny, we just chatted for a bit, and started, I guess, the next day. Came in and started training, And what a great experience that was. Such a wealth of knowledge, and such a good guy. Knows so much about the business, has trained so many guys that have succeeded in the business. I used to always go in, like a lot of people would go in and just train, but I also thought it was very valuable to go in, sit in his office with him, and I picked his brain for hours at a time. He probably was like, so annoyed with me at points, but I'd get him a coffee, we'd sit and I'd chat, and I'd just talk to him for hours on end, and I picked his brain a lot. Very valuable experience. I owe so much to Johnny Rodz. And a phenomenal trainer. He'll get, even at his age, man, if he wants to get in there and stretch you, he will stretch you. Yeah, he still gets in there.
Colin, how did you get your break from there, and now you end up here?
I went to WrestleMania 26 in Glendale, Arizona as a fan, and I was staying in Phoenix, and I was walking. I was coming out of the Knicks game. The Knicks played the Phoenix Suns that night. Yeah, at the U.S. Airways Center. Yeah, so the Knicks were playing that Friday night.
Did you get a win that night at least? Do you remember? I don't know if you remember.
I don't believe we did. I was coming out of the U.S. Airways Center, and I was walking on the street, and WrestleMania was in town. I saw Matt Stryker, who was another Johnny Rodz alumni. So I just went up to him. I said, "Hey Matt, I train with Johnny Rodz. I just want to introduce myself." And he took a look at me and saw I was pretty big. And he said, "Well, let me get your contact info." And then he came to watch a show that I had at Johnny Rodz School. He put in a good word for me and got me a tryout at FCW, and the rest is history. Twitter.
What do you have for fans to check you out on Twitter?
My Twitter handle is @BigCass, WWE, BIGCASS WWE. That's my Twitter handle.
And what is it like at the WWE Performance Center and with the people that are there training you and working with you?
What a phenomenal building that is. Just so much. Everything that you need to succeed is at your fingertips. You have the promo room, your green screen room, commentary room, practice commentary. The rings, the weight room, the rehab room. So you keep your body, healthy and strong. Just everything's there for you in one spot. So it's not like you have to go to all different places, all in one building. Pretty much come in the morning, spend the whole day there, and just the opportunities that are given to us there, just the wealth of knowledge walking through the door, whether it's Hunter coming in or The Undertaker, or the coaches here, Billy Gunn, Norman Smiley, Matt Bloom, Terry Taylor, Sarah Del Rey, Robbie Brookside, all of these coaches, the wealth of knowledge that they've acquired over the years in the business, helping us every day, and then to mention the WWE talents that come in, and we get to train with some of them when they come in, and very valuable. Just all this knowledge and experience to help us, and then we have the rings and everything else at our fingertips.
Now we'll leave on this. I see Notorious. It's the BIG. So is this something you're a BIG guy? You're a big guy. So
yeah.
is that?
I'm a BIG guy. There's always the debate: Tupac or Biggie. I'm from New York, man. Gotta go with Biggie.
You're in New York and you're big. So there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I should start calling myself the Notorious Big Cass.
We've got something going.
Let's do it. Book it.
Cass, thanks for the time.
You got it. Thank you.
NXT's Colin Cassady getting ready for a show here at the Performance Center in Fort Pierce, Florida. And just all the coaches, all the trainers, everybody you work for. You got to say something about this guy in Florida. When you think of Florida, you got to think of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
What the heck is that like working with this guy?
Man, what a brain that guy has had. Like I said, wealth of knowledge and seeing so many characters and so many things over the years, and being able to, the thing he's best at is being able to bring people's natural personality out of them. And he could see it in you from day one, you know. And he'll pick and pry, and he'll get it out of everybody here, everybody in this locker room. He'll get their natural personality out. He'll get it there, and then, you know, he'll match it up with a character or something that comes to him, and it'll just come to him, you know, one day, and he'll grab you. Hey, what do you think of this? And then from there, it's magic, you know. And Dusty's always been a supporter of mine since day one. I owe a lot to him. He's had my back since day one. And yeah, Dusty is just a genius. A brilliant mind would be the best way. Brilliant.
Thank you, Colin.
Thank you.